know the right side to be on, the right thing to do. Indeed, they found righteousness there, but they mostly found a piteous empathy that supposed the greater, more powerful, more better people should bestow fairness upon the other, lesser ones. But neither Christianity nor any other faith alone can deliver us into a systems analysis that can unravel the massive entanglement that white supremacy is in every aspect of how we think, feel, dream, and act toward ourselves and others based on our perception of their place in the social order. Rank is still the evolutionarily Neanderthal mode by which our social and religious cultures are organized, and it systematically undermines every enlightened impulse we have. Thus, every institution, every organization, every culture, every community, every belief system, every frame of mind we currently have that organizes itself and operates within the social order imposed by the rank of white-centered racialization is ill-equipped to meet the complexity of structures built from the ground up to elevate some on the backs of others. Its centralized location and grand projections compel us all to believe the evidence of the outcome as proving the original supposition that whites are better than blacks, and blacks are worse than anyone. Whether one consciously aspires to it or not, there is no argument to be had here, nothing to defend, unless you simply believe that black, indigenous, and people of color are inferior. The evidence of the system and of its efficacy is the collective state of the diminished position of these peoples throughout the entire Western Hemisphere and the global South. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. But there is an insurgence here. Rather than continue to accept a second, third, or any lesser class position, the movements for black liberation being advanced by non-white people and their white conscious compañeras are naming, resisting, and rising against white supremacy and its many tentacles that have had a stranglehold on the humanity of all peoples. Their struggle is to be free from inequity, oppression, domination, and subjugation. Its pursuit is social liberation and the collective realization of truly just, sustainable, and equitable societies. Simultaneously, Buddhist thought has positioned itself for millennia to analyze the complex system of the construct known to us as the self. It has as its goal the unearthing of the bonds that tether us as individuals to seemingly endless cycles on micro and macro levels of unnecessary suffering. It proposes practices that seek to expose and cut through the unwholesome roots of needless suffering. It heralds the ever-present possibility of personal liberation and the resulting resilience, depth of capacity, peace of mind, strength of heart, and wise action. It is our duty to win. The weight of freedom. The sheer weight of the task of unraveling a massive social habit pattern of and addiction to violence and injustice cannot be underestimated. It comes with the requisite and convenient forgetfulness about historic transgressions of such enormity and persistence they boggle the mind. It proves daunting at the least, stunningly and increasingly complex throughout and at its edges, destructive on mental, physical, material, and psycho-spiritual levels. Even as the effort is meant to liberate, its current methodology, though evolved substantively by way of historic learning and ancestral wisdom, was forged within the very same constructs it seems to undermine. Orientations toward divide and conquer, competition over cooperation, power over rather than with, us and them. We must love each other and support each other. I have been struck by the examples of a national leader whose social media post in response to people's suggestions for self-care at a time of great external intensity was to be upset. I don't have time for y'all self-care bullshit. We out here facing real shit. Keep that to yourself, is how I read it. To be fair, not all of the leaders and practitioners of the current iteration of movements for black liberation abide within these frameworks. In fact, it has been my bearing witness to a vision that sees beyond the constructs that the forces of oppression seek to contain us all within, that most inspires this writing. As a written work, Radical Dharma seeks to recognize, reflect, and amplify the searing truths to the power.